growing up, I used to hear it all the time. I don't know if you call it a cliche metaphor. It's an old saying I used to hear that in life, no one said it was gonna be fun or fair. And I kind of live by that saying. In the situation that actually first time sent my brother to prison, that was one of them situations. Like, he'll tell you, and he done told me several times, like, he had to do it all over again, he'd do it the same way. And for me, that was hard for me to understand at the time, due to the conditions. I feel like a lot of times people don't really understand that when a person go to prison, not only does that person suffer, but everything close to that person suffers. So for me, man, I was really at the crossroads of my life, like in the streets, but had a love for sports and athletics. Dropping out of college, choosing the streets over playing ball, being caught up in the materialistic lifestyle. I was going through some old pictures, a few days back before I actually came up here, and just kind of seeing what we was in the streets, from jewelry back then to cars back then. And when my brother went away at the brink of my career as a national artist, like, we was together during my mixtape grind, it was a bittersweet feeling to me, and I kind of always stayed distant and unfriendly to a lot of people in a lot of situations, because my brother was the only thing that I knew for real. Like, my partners, he went through the same thing. Some of his partners were my partners, some of my partners were his partners. But I feel like the deceit, deception, dishonesty, disloyalty, like, we went through that in a major way early on in our life, and it brought us closer together. So my brother went to prison. It was losing my best friend, it was losing my brother, it was losing my father's figure. So at the end of the day, I think that kind of probably briefly explained at a minimal standpoint what his incarceration meant to me. At the same time, he was in Yazoo, Mississippi. I told somebody the other day, they asked me when my brother came home, what was his release date. I told him, shit, like, I don't know, like, it wasn't a release date I was trying to remember. Like, I can give you his DC number, 19333-018, and it wasn't even my number. But that number meant more to me than his release date, because I feel like it's always easier to handle the good in the situation. The bad is the part that you remember the most. Like, coming home, I don't really remember that, but a shooting in a particular city that happened, I can give you that date, because those dates stood out more to me in my thought pattern. So losing them, temporarily losing them, should I say, I think that's what kept us going, because we knew it could have been a situation where it was a permanent situation. So I think that the time in which he did, and knowing how much time he had to do, gave me my biggest hope.